I get a lot of questions about money and wealth. This is a phenomenal topic to talk about. I can't think of anything more universal in life that applies to just everybody besides maybe food, shelter, and sex. Maybe religion, you could throw that in there as well. But money. Money is all around us, it's an exchange. And at the deepest level, it's really just energy. It's an idea. Think about a dollar bill. That dollar bill is just a note. It's saying, I trust that there is something backing what I'm about to give to you, and I value what you're about to give to me to the extent of the trust that is backed by this note. It's just an exchange of energy. It's an exchange of trust and gratitude. It's an exchange of value. And when you add energy to something, you magnify it, it grows. And money is a magnifier. People always say, well, if I had this amount of money, then this is what I would be doing, or this is how I would feel, or this is who I would be. Really? I think if we added money to you, we would magnify whatever you currently have, not just the good, but also the challenges and the trials and the bad habits and the good habits. I think everything magnifies with money because that's what it is. It's an energy and it is a magnifier. So you have these stories of people that win the lottery or professional athletes or celebrities who just destroy their lives when they've made a lot of money because they just had bigger problems, right? You've heard it said before, more money, more problems. Well, it doesn't always have to be that way. And if you're waiting until you have money to be a certain person or do something in particular, why not just be that person now? Why don't you just approach life with a mindset and with a heart that is set to do the things that you would be doing if you had that amount of money? And that's where the law of attraction comes in. Whether you believe that it's God that is granting you righteous desires, or the universe, or some form of karma, we get what we send out. We have an energy calling card. Whatever it is that we are sending out, we get in return. And if you are sending out thoughts of abundance and wealth and of freedom and good, then you're going to get all of that back. One of my great mentors, Gary Keller, said that money is good for the good it can do. Money is good for the good it can do. And so as you begin to be that person, that good person, and you begin to do those good things, then the universe and God will grant you the opportunity to magnify the good that you're doing. But you have to be that person first. You have to begin to treat yourself and others with a wealthy mind and heart, willing to give, not just of your money, but of your time, of your energy, willing to give of the resources that you do have right now. And the hand that's open to give is the hand that's willing and ready and able to also receive. So my question is, as you are preparing to grow your wealth, are you also giving of what you already do have? That is a powerful energy. That energy that says, I believe in the law of universal and eternal compensation, and I am willing to give because I know somehow, somewhere, I don't know when, but it's coming back. It is coming back. I've had the privilege myself to have great success and abundance of wealth. I've also been broke and not had a dollar to my name. My net worth has been high, it's been low, it's been in between. And the interesting thing is, I've never been happier when I've had more. I think one of the happiest times of my life was when my wife and I first got married. We brought our families together and we were living in an 1,100 square foot home. You can fit a lot of love and kids into a small home. So I invite you to get clarity on not just what you would like to have and what you'd like to be doing someday, but who do you want to be? What does a wealthy mindset and heart look like and feel like for you now? How are you acting? What is your daily ritual in terms of the way that you treat other people, the way that you treat yourself, how you spend your time, what you're reading, what you're wanting to invest in. Begin reading those books and learning about those investments, even if you're not able to make them yet. Go and test drive that car or that boat. Look at the houses. Be around the people. Put yourself in the space of what wealth looks like and feels like for you. If you want to give to this organization someday and write a $10 million check, write a $10,000 check or a $10 check, somewhere in between. Begin being that person and doing the things that those people do. And as you enter that state of wealth, you begin to attract the people and the opportunities and the situations and all of the things that are necessary for you to begin to do those things more often and have the results that come from being that kind of a person. So that's my first piece of advice for you when it comes to money and wealth. The second is this. Most people don't know exactly what they would do with the money they think that they want. And so without a clear path for that wealth, then it's never going to come your way because you don't know what you're going to do with it. I invite you to build out a list of 100 things. And these could be 100 places you'd like to go, right? It could be 100 things you'd like to experience, 100 people you'd like to bless. It could be 100 things you want to buy. And maybe you break it up into categories and say, these are the 10 different categories. People I want to help, organizations I want to give money to, places I want to go, collector's items that I want to invest in, investment opportunities. Make a list, and categories can help. And instead of doing 100 things, you can build out 10 things under each of those 10 different categories. Clarity is power. The unconscious mind needs clarity. When your unconscious mind has clarity for what it is that you're building, then the power comes as you begin to attract the resources needed to accomplish your greatest desires. Get extremely clear on what it is that you want most. And then you can begin to figure out, how would someone that desires what I desire, how would they go about doing this? But don't worry about the how at first. Just get clarity on what it is that you want. Make a list of 100. I dare you. See if you can get there. Okay, my third principle here is, after you get clarity on what it is that you want, and you begin to feel what it's like as you experiment in those areas, and you start to be that kind of a person and do the things that kind of person does, here's the tricky one. Let go. I'm not kidding. 100% let go, so that there are no strings attached. When we start to put conditions upon things, meaning, I will believe in this once I begin to see the fruition, or I will believe in this once I start to experience some results, you might be waiting a very, very long time. In the book of Hebrews in the Bible, it says that faith is an expectation, a hope for things. And that hope and that expectation isn't necessarily a knowledge, but you just are planning as if it will be that way. And it's not knowing because you're seeing and experiencing the results. It's a state. Faith is a state of expectation, a state of hope, a state of action and power, in that I believe this so much so that I am going to be this person and take these steps forward. And yet, I'm okay if not. You see, faith is not only in the outcomes that we expect, but it's also faith in that, if not, I'm still going to be just as happy and okay as I am today. If you're watching this, you already have more than enough. You have a device that's allowing you to see and hear this episode. You're probably in a home or in a workplace or in a vehicle. And if you're doing that, you're better off than most of this world. You actually have everything that you need. Now, beyond that is, okay, what am I creating to fulfill my life mission? What am I creating to live in a greater state of joy and bring others along with me? Everything from here on out, past your basic needs, is truly abundance. And so if you don't get all of these things, you're still going to be okay. You can totally surrender. Surrender isn't giving up on the goals. It's giving the results back over to a higher power. That word surrender is one of my favorite words. It comes from the French word sur, which means over, and rendre, which means to give back. So when we surrender, we give back power and control and outcomes to a higher power, back to God, back to the divine matrix that runs everything and everyone around us. And we're just happy to be a part of this whole plan. That's surrender. That's what it's like to truly let go. And that energy of letting go, where we're no longer gritting and grinding and forcing, is where power begins. Power, not force. We tie into and tap into the powers of this universe. And we say, I believe, I have faith, I'm going to take action. I'm going to be this person now. Not when the results start coming, not when I begin to experience more wealth. I am wealthy now. And if not, I know I have more than enough because I'm alive and I have my needs provided for and taken care of. Here's what I think will happen as you begin to live this way. You're going to be happier. You're going to be less stressed. You're going to continue to find opportunities to love and serve and give. And when the money comes, it will magnify all that you are building. And if it doesn't come, you're okay either way. And yet, I believe it will. I've never met someone with a wealthy mindset and a wealthy heart that was willing and wanting to give and make this world a better place, that didn't increase their net worth throughout their life. It's going to happen. And it's going to happen in a magnificent way, in a way that is far greater and far more fulfilling than anything that you could ever dream of. That's fun. When you don't know how it's all going to come to be, it's creative magic. But you have a vision, you have an idea, and when you let go, things get so good along the way. Wealth is an energy. Wealth is a magnifier. Money doesn't make people happy. It magnifies what's already there. So be that person now. Do the things that person's going to do and start having what it's like to have that lifted, elevated spirit, and watch as God sends you things to make this world a better place. Money really is good for the good it can do. So make some plans to do some good and then let go and enjoy the show. Now, sometimes we experience some ceilings. We hit our head against ceilings of achievement and we get stuck. And I've had people ask me before, Andrew, why do you think I haven't broken through to the levels of wealth that I know that I can? Well, there's a lot going on in your unconscious mind. There's some deep, deep programming, things that have been planted from an early age around not just money, but your value that you offer to this world and what it is that you're capable of achieving and who you're capable of becoming. That programming determines the thoughts that you have. And so most of our thoughts that we have are the same thoughts that we've always had. And we don't choose our thoughts as much as we think we do. Those thoughts are kind of recurring based on the program. Think of when you open up your device, whether it's your phone or your tablet or your laptop. What is in front of you isn't what you're choosing to create in that moment. It's based on what you've programmed your device to do. And that's how our thoughts are. And as we begin to think the same thoughts over and over and over again based on our programming, we take the same actions. We are doing what we've always done. And therefore, we're getting results that we've always gotten. So our results are less tied to our actions and our thoughts as they are our programming. And yet we get the same results over and over and over again. And guess what that does to your programming? It reinforces it. And then you begin to identify with your programs, these unconscious drivers of your life. And so if you're hitting ceilings of achievement when it comes to business and wealth, there may need to be some deep work that we do to change that programming. That's my specialty, is diving in and finding out What are the unconscious decisions that you've made that have created neural pathways in your brain that are wiring and firing together over and over and over and over, creating these deep held beliefs that seem so true to you, such that you're thinking things that verify those, and you're beginning to take actions that validate and getting results. And we sometimes just need to break that pattern. And it doesn't take long. We can do it as quick as one session. And that's my masterpiece, is changing outcomes on a deep unconscious level, creating new thoughts, new beliefs, new decisions. So you begin to think and feel in a way you've never felt before. And once you have that new state of being, that new feeling, new emotions, chemicals going through your body thanks to your mind, that nervous system that is uplifted, you will take actions that you never thought you could take. You'll find yourself doing things you never thought you would do, and you'll get results that you've never had before, which will reinforce new programming. I want to help you with that. It's not hard. We can do this. Thank you so much for being here with me on this episode, for spending some time talking about money and wealth. And I implore you to take action based on what we've talked about today. If this was helpful, share it with someone that you know that would benefit. Please subscribe to this channel. And if you're listening on the podcast, I want you to be a consistent listener. Everything that we're talking about in this program will help you break through using the science of success and deeply held spiritual beliefs to align with the absolute best version that you know is within you. I appreciate your support. I believe in you. I'm here for you. Let me know if we can do some work.